Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
Stanley, I'm glad that you could talk to us.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes.
Well, you know, I was so impressed with you when I heard you at that seminar where we had you, of course, talk about what it was like for a person in their 20s to find out you had cancer, you know, not even knowing it. I mean, here you have this lump, a little lump. You thought, oh, that's just a little lump, right? Well, it wasn't a little lump. And so thank you very much. You have a wonderful story. Would you mind taking the time and talking about your story? You're so eclectic. You make it all sound so positive, but you suffered a lot. So for our listeners, why don't you, this is Jasmine Harris, and she is a wonderful cancer survivor.
Okay, yes, sure. Yes, my name is Jasmine. I was diagnosed when I was 26. So I'll just give you guys a brief story of what happened. I woke up one morning around August of 2015, and I got out the shower, and I noticed when I got out the shower, I just did like a self-exam, and I noticed a lump. And, I was just hysterical. I got out the shower, ran to my sister. I'm like, feel this. And then I went to my boyfriend, and I was like, feel this as well. And I both felt the lump that I felt. So I was like, I had an appointment with my gynecologist that Monday. So I said, I'm going to wait to tell him on Monday about the lump. This was on Friday when I felt it. So, within those 2 days, I was like a nervous wreck. I was Googling things. I was letting everybody that came in contact with me, that was my family members, like feel my breast to, just to feel the lump, because it was just like, I was so shocked about it being there. And like I said, when I was Googling things, the things that it was stating about whether you know that it's a cancerous lump, on how it feels and the symptoms of things like that. So
let me ask you a question. Was it a large lump?
Yes, it was pretty big. Mm-hmm. It was pretty big. The lump was actually 5.9 centimeters. So yes, that's something pretty big to be inside of your breast. Like it almost covered like my whole breast on the what side was that? That was the right side of the breast. So it almost covered that whole thing. So then, I went to the gynecologist on that Monday. I had an appointment. They did some the breast exam, and he felt it as well. So he was like, yeah, this is a lump, but hopefully, it's a cyst, because my menstruation was getting ready to come on as well. So he said, well, hopefully it's just a cyst that we need to drain, or that needs to get surgically removed.
Jasmine, can you talk into your phone a little bit better?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's better, honey.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
He stated that, we hope that it's a cyst that needs to be drained or needs to be surgically removed, because my menstruation was getting ready to come on, soon anyway. So he said, just let's wait it out or whatever to wait and see, if it's a cyst. And, hopefully it is. And we'll move forward.
That waiting time was terrible, wasn't it?
It was, because that month of me waiting, like I said, I was a nervous wreck. All I thought about was my breast. All I thought about, because how they described the cancerous lump, that it wouldn't be no pain. It would be painless, and it would be hard as a rock. And that's how mine felt. But still, I'm trying to keep, hope and faith that, maybe it's just a cyst. It's not that. But like I stated, in all reality, it felt exactly how it stated online. So, the month came and the lump was still there. So I had in order for an ultrasound. I went and got an ultrasound, and the tech told me that it was a mass. So I was like, what is a mass? Does that mean it's cancer? And she was like, oh, no, I can't really, say. They have to read it first. And, then the information will be given to your doctor, and your doctor will let you know what it is. So, of course, they gave it to they read it and gave it to my doctor.
So now there's more waiting.
Now there's more waiting, more anxiety, more researching, more, of everything. Constantly thinking about this day in and day out. I was just so depressed around that time. So, being the fact that they said it was a mass, my doctor said he wanted to do a biopsy to just test the tissue to see. So more waiting. I had to get an appointment for a biopsy. About a week later, I did the biopsy, and they said that the results would be in maybe that next week.
Oh, my goodness.
More waiting. So, of course, I'm like a nervous wreck as well. So then finally I got the results from the biopsy. I went to Dr. Lear, who's like a great surgeon. I went to him, and, we was all in a room, me, my mom, my grandmother, my boyfriend at the time. And we all are just sitting there, and he pulled up a chair, so I already knew it wasn't going to be good news.
Oh.
Because he pulled up a chair, and he sat down, and he's like, it came back as the lump being cancerous. So my mom and my boyfriend and all of them, they just went to screaming, crying. I was just staring at him for about 5 minutes because I was like, in shock.
Sure. So
eventually it hit me, and I was crying, and I broke down, and, I was like, well, I'm going to die, I have to die, and, I'm so young and everything like that. And Dr. Lear was like, no, you're not going to die. You're going to do chemo, you're going to do radiation, and you're going to get through. And so I left, and my grandmother found me a doctor at Broward Health North, which was Dr. Lesson, who was awesome as well. And I got an appointment to get my tooth put in, and I started my journey of chemo. The first time I did chemo, I didn't feel anything. I was fine. It went by, I was fine. Then the next week I did chemo, I got sick. It wasn't as bad. I maybe was sick maybe like one day, and, I was drinking some ginger ale, and, I felt okay. But it was like the more and more I did it, the more I was sick. It was like horrible. I had to get admitted in the hospital because I couldn't eat anything for 5 days. Like,
oh, wow.
I was throwing up, sun up to sun down from taking the chemo. It was really bad. I used to have this side effect of itching. So, like, my hands and my feet were itching a lot. And I used to have to take medicine for that. I used to have to stay in the hospital for 5 days so I was able to keep something down. It was really tough. And then I started to take this last chemo that was, I'm sorry, it's my son.
It's wonderful because I hear your little boy, and that's part of the story, but everyone should know that. How old is your son now?
He's 1 and he's sick right now. I'm sorry.
Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry, but
hold on. So yes, I ended up taking this one called Red Devil, and after I took the Red Devil, I had to have a double mastectomy. So I had that done. After I had the double mastectomy, they told me that I didn't feel any pain after the double mastectomy. I didn't have to take not one pill. Dr. Lear did an awesome job with that. I didn't have to take like one pill. So after I had that done, I had to go through radiation. And after I went through everything and I overcame everything, after I've done with radiation was a piece of cake. I'll do that any day over chemo. Chemo is horrible, but radiation is a piece of cake. 3 months later, after doing radiation in July, I finished radiation. In October, I was pregnant. And I I had a healthy 9-pound baby. The doctors was, trying to convince me to, you know, not keep the baby because they were telling me that, all of the side effects of chemo, that the baby could be Down syndrome or the baby can have something wrong with him and, different things like that. So they recommended me to not keep the baby. And I was like, no, I'm keeping my baby because my baby's going to be fine. Like,
Wait, you have to put the phone up to put the phone up to your mouth.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I felt like my child was going to be fine. So I was like, no, I'm keeping my baby. I'm not going to, get rid of my baby. He's going to be fine. And of course, like I stated, I had a 9-pound healthy baby. I had to have a C-section because he was so big.
Oh my God.
And I'm now cancer free, and it was a journey. It wasn't easy. I will tell anyone who's going through this that's young that you have to keep pushing. You have to keep the hope. You have to keep the faith, and you're going to have days to where you're down and you're out and you're going to wonder why, because I had all of those days. Like, I used to cry and I used to say, like, why me? I'm so young. I'm supposed to be out, having fun. And, I'm in the hospital because I can't eat from taking chemo and different things like that. But I want to say at the end of the day, I made it. I fought a good fight. I'm here. I'm cancer free. I also had a child after that, and one of the side effects from the chemo, you can't have kids. Like, it would be hard for you to have kids. But God had other plans. He blessed me with a healthy baby, so I'm very thankful. And always remember, early detection is the best protection. Do your self-exams. Go to your OB appointments, because you know your body better than a doctor or anybody. So always do your self-exams. Always, be on top of your body, just to make sure, early detection is the best protection. So you can get things started early and, move on and be a survivor like me. So that's what I give everyone today.
Jasmine, one thing I noted, though, you had wonderful family. You brought them to that speech, but you said that your family was so special that they were right there for you.
Yes, my family was right there every step of the way. They was at my chemo treatment appointments. My child's father, who, is my boyfriend now, he was there. His name is Stanley. He was there every step of the way. My mom, my grandmother, Linda, my mom, Michelle, my sister, everyone, like even my outside family, they prayed with me a lot. They always checked on me to make sure I was okay. They would bring me food to try to make me eat it, even though I didn't eat it. But the thought of them, trying to bring something that maybe would stay down to help me, they were awesome. Even the doctor, like I stated, Dr. Lear, he's a great surgeon. Dr. Lesson is the great oncologist. Linda, who works there, all of the people in the treatment room, they were awesome. Just everyone who I, went through this journey with, they were very, very awesome to me and gave me.
And this was all part of the
treatment.
Broward Health North or Imperial Point. I forget which hospital.
It's Broward Health North. They all are with
Broward Health North, right?
Yes, all of these people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Broward Health North is fantastic. I work with them. You'll see a beautiful advertising in Boomer Times, and they are they're first class. And I got the feeling that then there was another woman. Of course, there was a plastic surgeon on that panel, and she was a plastic surgeon herself, and she had breast cancer, and she did a double mastectomy, and she didn't really have the cancer in her breast, but she did it because it was something that she believed was going to happen to her. Remember?
Yes, and that's the best way to do it. Don't play with it and say like, oh no. I advise anyone who, if you have a little lump or something like that, me personally, I will remove the breast because yes, they can remove the lump, but it can come back. So I recommend to remove the breast. That's what I would do.
And your baby now, you said, is 1 year old. And what is his name?
His name is Stanley. He's 1 year old. He's very active.
I hear it.
He's very, very active. He's a handsome little fella. You know, he keeps me going. I'm very thankful for him and his father that's in my life. Everyone that, you know, I went through this. So.
Well, Jasmine, you also work. Tell us what you do. And you continued to work while you were going through this, too, didn't you?
Well, I worked a little bit until I couldn't work anymore when I started getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped working, and of course, as soon as I was done with the treatment, I went back to working, but I found out I was pregnant 3 months later, and I was very sick with the baby, you know, from morning sickness to where I had to quit my job. But of course, soon as after I had my child, 3 months, and I started back working as well.
Oh, and so he's Stanley, is that his name?
Yes, his name is Stanley, yes.
So Stanley not feeling well?
No, you know, with the weather,
yeah.
One day it's cold, one day it's hot.
Yeah.
I tried to prevent it, but he, you know, and he goes to daycare with other kids, so
yeah.
You know, he probably got a little cold from someone. I kept him home yesterday. He had a fever all night the other night, and he's teething. He's going through a lot.
Oh, my goodness, everything, right? Well, tell me, so you spend time supporting other people, don't you? Talking to them and helping them.
Yes, I help people. I try to help people and talk to people and encourage everyone. Because it's not hard. It's really not hard. I'm sorry, it really is hard. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to go through. So, you know, I want to encourage and help people as much as I can dealing with this situation. Because, like I said, it's really not easy. It's very tough. It's a very tough stage to go through in your life, and if you haven't actually went through it, you know, you can give people, you know, encouragement, but it's not like when it's coming from someone who actually went through it, because it was times that I just wanted to give up and said I'd rather die than to just take chemo and to go through all of this, because it was very tough. But then, you know, like I say, that I pushed myself, you know, encouragement from my family and things like that. You know, I used to just still get up and force myself to go to do chemo, and I'm happy. And, you know, I've been cancer free for a while, so I just.
How long have you been cancer free? How long?
3 years. 3 years.
3
now.
years. That's fantastic. Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm very thankful about that. Yeah, 3 years.
But you still, of course, excuse me, you still go and get yourself checked and.
Yes, I go. At one point, I was going every 3 months. But then, you know, they dropped it down because, you know, they told me that 9 times out of 10 with patients who react to chemo the way that I did with the lump, you know, leaving within 2 treatments of chemo, it's a very, very, very good chance that it won't come back.
Good.
So, you know, I don't have to come, and I've been having good results ever since, you know. I've been going through this, so he told me to just come every 6 months. I actually have to go next week because I'm going to get my port removed. So he wants to see me before I get the port removed.
What is the port for?
The port is for, you know, when they put the when they give you the medicine for the chemo, it goes like it's a port, and you know they like stick it and then put the medicine through the IV. Through the port.
And why, it's been 3 years, why is it still there? Why wasn't it removed earlier?
Due to, you know, they don't like to remove it so quick because anything could happen. But,
I see.
You know, like I said, I've been doing good from day one with everything. So I was supposed to have it removed. I've just been, you know, busy with tending to things. but now I will have free time in January, so I said that I'll just go ahead and get it removed.
Sure. You know, one thing that you say is breast cancer has no age limit and can affect anyone. See, this is a program where we dedicate it to the over 50 and older, and you're the young person, and I usually don't get to talk to young people about their cancer or what you've had done. So I can't thank you enough also, because there you are with your baby that needs your attention, and you've been through so much, and you are really a champion in my eyes, and with the audience too. They stood up and applauded you. You really, you've turned into being kind of famous here in South Florida.
Yes, thank you so much. You really find it, in my age group, they tell people at a certain age, 40 or 50, that's when you get your mammogram. But no, if you have breasts, check them. Check them yourself. Do your monthly exam just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, thinking about that, because they do. They say women over 40 start to have mammograms, but and I guess they're not going to pay for people in their 20s, so you have to do it yourself, and you have to just check your breasts. And this thing came on pretty quickly, though, it sounds like. I mean, you didn't have it for a long time, this lump, did you?
No, I never noticed it. I noticed it when I got out of the shower that day. I didn't notice it, so it must have grew really quickly.
Well, this has been quite a journey for you, and you are so great to call in and take your time, and we just applaud
I'm so
you.
Sorry that I couldn't make it.
Well, I wanted to see you again, but no, you have your little baby, for heaven's sakes, no. So you take care of Stanley, and we certainly applaud you, Jasmine, and anything we can do to help you, you let me know, okay?
Well, thank you very much for having me, and like I stated, everyone, early detection is the best protection. Check yourself, do your self-exams, and, you'll beat it as well.
Oh, it's wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your... Yeah, okay, thanks again, and just stay cancer-free.
I will.
Okay. Thank you.
You guys have a great holiday.
Yes, you too, honey. Oh, this is a good holiday for you.
Yes, a very good holiday. Stanley is going to be happy with all of his gifts.
Yeah, thanks so much. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.